keep it real with ya.
So I walked away from those, and I was still unemployed. I was unemployed for probably like 5 months before I, ended up with a job. And that's kind of typical. In pre-pandemic times, it's typical to be unemployed for about 5 to 6 months. That's why your unemployment only lasts for that long, really, because they expect you to get a job then. But I had to walk away from those jobs. I even had to walk away from some jobs that were real jobs just because they weren't the job for me. But some of the things that I just want to reiterate for you guys, for you to take away from this. One, don't look for jobs on ZipRecruiter. Stay off ZipRecruiter. They ain't got shit for you, that's good, okay? And if the job is really legit, you're not just going to see it on ZipRecruiter. You're going to see it on Indeed too, at least. At least it's going to be on Indeed. And if it's on Indeed, I recommend you apply to that job through Indeed so that they can keep track of the shit that's going on. And if they turn out to be a scam company, you can actually report them to Indeed. And they will go and research that job and take that job down if they are a fake job. ZipRecruiter won't do that shit for you. ZipRecruiter don't tell you how to fix shit. They just want you to keep giving them your phone number over and over and over again so they can text you, and making you download the app so that they can send you email notifications and push notifications on your phone and text message notifications of jobs, so that they can keep getting all your information and getting you to apply to these jobs that ain't even real jobs. So stay out of ZipRecruiter for one. For two, if you see a job and you read the job description and you have no idea what the job description is and you have no idea what the job is, even if that job is legit, that's a huge sign that you ain't got no business in that job. Like, if I'm looking at a job description for a full stack developer or an engineer or whatever, and I don't know what the fuck they talking about, that's because I ain't got no business trying to be a full stack developer or an engineer. Because I don't know what the fuck a full stack even is. So don't even try if you know you don't understand anything. Like, if you understand most things and it's just like a couple things, like they don't want you to know some software you don't know, that's a different thing. But if you're reading it and you read all the way to the bottom and you read it like twice and you're like, but what is the job? That's a sign you ain't got no business applying to that job and giving these people your information. So that's two. Three, if the most of what the job talks about in the job posting is how much money you're gonna make, and they use things like all caps and they talk about how great of a job opportunity it is without telling you fully what you're gonna be doing, that's a sign that it's probably not a good job for you, if it even is a real job. What I say, 3, 4, if you do end up applying for the job and getting a job interview, your job interview should either be a phone call, a face-to-face Zoom call, or you're in person with these people. If your first interview is a webinar or it's a Zoom call, but nobody's cameras work and your mic doesn't work and your camera doesn't work, and there's people there that are also interviewing for the job, that's probably a scam job. Because an interview, yeah, you might have a panel of people who are interviewing you, but you should never be in a situation where you and Sarah and Bridget and Brittany and Sharonda are all there interviewing for the same job with the same people at the exact same time. No, they would always space you out because they want to get to know who you are as a person and give you the opportunity to tell them why you are a good fit for the job. You should never be interviewing where there's other people there who are sitting next to you as you're being interviewed, who are also being interviewed. This ain't America's Next Top Model. Like, this is not a reality show where, everybody gets judged in front of each other. That's not how that works in the real world, and it's probably not even legal. It's probably against some kind of labor law or something. I don't know. But if that's what's going on, don't do it. Another thing, I don't remember what number I'm on. So another thing, if you go to physically do an interview and you have looked up this company's location and they don't have an official location, meaning if you search the name of the company in Google Maps and nothing comes up, but then you search the address they give you and all you see is like a house or a street or some trees, or you see what maybe looks like a factory or something, but it's not the actual place, it's just like maybe a fence, like, that's probably not a real company, unless their excuse is that they're like a you know, two dudes in the truck and they are just doing their own thing. Like, unless it's that, like if they are claiming to be a real legit company, you should be able to search that company's name in Google Maps and find them. Another thing, if you search this company online and the only thing you see online is other job postings from this company, no. If you search this company online and they don't have an official website or even a Facebook page, no. If you search the CEO of the company and there's nothing you can find on the CEO of the company, or they have a LinkedIn, but their LinkedIn, the last thing it said they did was they worked at AutoZone, and it doesn't show that they are the CEO of a company, no. And then another thing, and this is the details. Pay attention to the details. If you show up to this interview in this physical location and there is no sign on the building showing that this is what this company is, that would show that this company has invested money and they are planning to stay in this location for a long time, and you are going to know who they are because they have their name on the building, that's a red flag. If you come in the interview and it's not an actual receptionist office, I'm going to go ahead and say that's a red flag. If they're claiming to be a big business, they should have an actual receptionist office. Another thing, if you are whether you are interviewing with the hiring manager or the CEO or it's a panel interview or whatever, if you come in there and it's empty, it's an office space and there's no sign on the wall, there's no sign on the door, and everything is empty. There's no photos of the company picnic. There's no photos of the potluck. There's no, if you're dreaming, you can do it, motivational posters on the wall. There's no people's pictures of their family on the desk. There's no phone where you can call to show that this company has an official number where you can call somebody. There's no phone plugged into the wall, meaning there's no landline that shows that this company has been registered with somebody, that this is an actual company. And there's just like, and like some of them don't have nothing on their desk, no computer, no nothing that shows that they have paid for Wi-Fi service here. You know, it's probably a fake ass company. Because again, there's nothing a company loves more than branding. And they would have shit everywhere if they were a real company, because that's what real companies do. They put their stuff everywhere to get their name everywhere. And if if it looks like they are just renting out an office space for the day, and then tomorrow they all just dip out and there's no one there anymore, like it looks like they just want to bug out as quickly as possible so they don't put down anything that would make it difficult for them to run the second they need to run or they get caught or whatever, that tells me something's going on here. Something strange going on here. And you do not want to get involved with a company that does stuff like that. If you cannot verify that this is a real company, that this is a real job with a real hierarchy of organization where there's a CEO, or at least a CEO, and then other people working under that CEO. It doesn't have to be like a big company, but there's got to be someone running this company. And that someone running this company, you have to be able to verify that that's a real person and not some name that they made up. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many companies that are like mom and pop shops, two dudes in the truck, you know, or like someone just got a food truck or whatever. Even the people who they have a food truck and no official location, they have a Facebook page, they have a phone number, sometimes they have a website. You know, they have ways where you can track who they are and like get information on them. So there is no excuse for a company that claims to be like a corporate company that is, their focus is business of whatever. There's no excuse for them to not have these things in place. Like, you don't go get a business license for you to run your business and get your company registered as a real company for you to not put your fucking name everywhere you can possibly put it. You just don't. But this is all just to say, if your brain or your gut or your spine or your amygdala, you know, anything in you is giving you like red flags that something about this job isn't right, don't give these people your information. Don't give these people your time. Go after what's gonna work for you. And even if that doesn't pay as much money as these jobs that claim to give you $100,000 with no experience, it's still something. You know, you wanna do something legit. I said this in my MLM video. I want to do something legit. I want to build my wealth and I want to build my career off something legit. I don't want to make money off other people. I know capitalism tells you that's the best thing to do. If other people have to slave away with no breaks and no weekends and no vacation and no sick days and no holidays, so I can retire at 30 and do nothing, or I mean, in my case, I'd be doing stuff, but like not work or anything. I don't want that type of life. So do not listen to these fake ass companies or these fake ass MLMs where they try to convince you that if you just believe in them hard enough, you'll make 6 figures. Don't do it. Because all you're going to do is end up embarrassing yourself, wasting your time, and selling all your information to third-party websites. Because I'm telling you, that Yahoo email address I was using, I can't use that for shit now. Because ZipRecruiter done gave my information to every fucking body. And that's trash. I had to create a whole nother email address so I can use it for legit jobs. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say to you guys. I feel a little bit more clear in my head as time's going on. I took my meds around like 7 a.m. or something. So yeah, I'm still a little dizzy or whatever, drowsy, but I knew I should have made this video like 2 months ago, but I didn't. I might cut this into 2 parts. I might have to cut this into 2 parts. If I cut it into 2 parts, thank you for showing up for the second part and listening to what I have to say about my experience with scam jobs and how to avoid being scammed by a job. Never pay a job. That's another thing I want to say. Never pay a job. If the job is telling you that you have to pay them to do a background check on you, don't fuck with them. If you have to pay them to do an application, don't fuck with them. If you have to pay them to come and interview them, don't fuck with them. And then if they ask you to pay them and they suspiciously want you to pay them through a PayPal or a Cash App even, don't fuck with them. I don't trust Cash App. It is what it is. I don't trust Cash App. But because I've heard some people who were like, I got hired to work at FedEx and they gave me an employee ID and everything, and they had the FedEx logo in their email, and they asked me to pay them $30 so I could do my background check. And now I haven't heard anything from them, and I don't know what's going on. That's because you were scammed. You never would pay a company to hire you. That should never happen. You know, even if they say we'll pay you back, that should never happen. Okay, I'm gonna say it. And if there's a legit company that are like, this is what we do, this is our practice, you know, they give us the money, and when we hire them, we give it back or whatever. No, you trash if you do that as a company. Okay, ending for real. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble about this stuff. I know it's probably not as quality as everything else, but with me being on the meds and dealing with Morticia, who's currently chewing on my fingers, I've just been all over the place, but I know that I should have been made this video and I want to get it out there. I don't want to scare anybody for looking for a job. I just want you to feel more confident and in control when you're looking for a job, because yeah, you're gaining a job and money, but they are also gaining money from you, and they are going to want to have somebody who's going to be a good employee, who's going to show up to work and actually do the work. So they need you. They really need you. So don't go into a company thinking I got to do whatever it takes to get this job because I don't want to be unemployed anymore. Going in with that type of energy is how you end up getting scammed, or you end up getting paid way less than everybody else at your job. So just think critically. Think critically. Yes. Think critically. Be confident in yourself. And just do your research on these companies before you give them all your information and potentially money. Never give them money. That's all I want to say. I just want you guys to have these tools, have these resources, know these stories. And if you see that you have a story similar to this, then you should already know what's up. But if you have stories similar to this, also let me know down in the comment section. I do want you guys to share your experiences so that we can all learn from each other about what's good practice, what's not good practice, what's legal, what's not legal. And until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care of yourself, drink your water, get plenty of rest. Love you. Bye.